I was just working around the inn, and a black leather-cloaked man came in the Admiral Bimbo, or the Hawkins Inn, and he tragically walks towards my father and says, "Do you get many customers?" He answers by saying, "Yes, certainly we do. Every day another dime." My father laughed as his grin faded. "Well then, I won't be staying at this dump. It looks to me like you have no rum around here, eh?" "No, we don't have rum, but we do have our classic wines." "Oh, wine? Trying to poison me, young lad? Why would anybody pay to stay here, lad? It's like a small prison." "Well, I would suggest that you stay here for the night a storm's comin', and there's not another place till far." "If I'm staying here, you better get me some of your finest rum." My father hesitated and ran quickly up the stairs to get the extra rum we had in a medium-sized bottle in a sparse cabinet. "Here you go, sir." "Ah, this will do, lad. So how much does it cost to stay for a couple weeks, you say?" $3.50, sir." He looked at my father with a sour look, dug in his pocket, and pulled out a tiny sack of coins. "Thank you, sir. Go rob somebody else, why don't you, eh, lad?" He looked at me and leaned in close with a wave to come closer. "Keep an eye patch open for the one-legged pirate." I looked at him baffled and cautioned because I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. Then Dr. Livesey traced in with a little bit of concern on his face. "Oh, hello, Dr. Livesey," I said while looking at him with a bored and sick-of-cleaning expression on my face. "Oh, hello, Jim. Well, it's so nice to see you again. I really wasn't in the mood, but I just went along with it." "Yup. Now, Jim, you wouldn't have seen an old drunk nut, would you?" "I actually just saw him a few minutes ago. Why?" "Because he's continuously asking for rum, and it's bad for his heart conditions the way it is." "Well, if I see him again, Dr. Livesey, I will give you a call." "That would be most helpful. Thank you." Yeah. I looked from behind the corner, and there he was. "You're safe now. He's gone." "Okay, thanks, lad. You know, he's just trying to help you. Why don't you listen to him?" "Because he's trying to take my closest friend from me, son. But it's better than dying." "What's your name, son?" "Jim Hawkins. How about you, you old drunken man?" "My name is Billy Bones." Later that evening, I took a walk outside to see the beautiful balls of heat shining in the sky magnificently. I returned to the Benbow and suddenly realized that my mother and father were fighting, once again. I walked up the stairs into their dorm and said, "You guys should quiet down. Everyone's going to bed now." "Oh, of course, dear," my mother said in a choked-up voice like she was about to cry. "Here, I'll be there to say goodnight pretty soon, sweetheart." "Okay." I walked away and then stopped at the corner. My father said something so quiet I couldn't make it out, so I just walked back downstairs to my room. I was slowly walking down the wide, dark hallway and then into the lobby. I heard heavy breathing towards the floor, so I quickly got a candle and saw Billy Bones on the ground holding his chest and literally gasping for air. I sprinted to my parents' door. "Hurry, a man is lying on the floor downstairs in the lobby." They both responded by saying, "What?" and all three of us looked like we were being chased by a bear. We approached him calmly and called Dr. Livesey. While we were waiting for him, we gave him CPR, and once Dr. Livesey came, Billy Bones was gone. Like dead.
Yeah, like that.
I was devastated of what had happened, but it's his fault for not doing anything about it. So Dr. Livesey and I boarded the Hispaniola. Captain George North came to greet us on the ship. "Welcome to the Hispaniola, gentlemen." "Thank you," I said in a welcoming voice. Then he introduced me to the crew. "This is Long John Silver. He is the ship's cook." And then she introduced me to the rest of the drunk, stupid men that were standing in front of me. "So it's Jimbo Hawkins, eh?" "No, it's just Jim." "Well, we're going to have fun, since the captain said we were working together, eh, lad?" "Yeah, I guess." Weeks passed, and I was actually having a good time with Long John Silver, but one day I was looking for Long John Silver, and I went into his room to look. But I had to hurry because I knew he would get mad for being down here without asking. All of a sudden, I heard footsteps and laughs coming from upstairs. I quickly hid in the barrel full of fruit to hide him. I heard Long John Silver talking to all of his crewmates, and it sounded quiet and suspicious. But I kept listening. "How much longer can we keep this up for, boss?" "I don't know, but we have to act fast. Later today or tomorrow." Who should we take out first, boss? I could tell that boss is Long John Silver, but I couldn't tell anyone else's voice. Well, we could just take all of them out after this. But with all of us together, the captain is going to know something's up. Okay then, we will split up and then attack them. How about that Jim boy? Are we going to kill him now or later? Don't worry about him, he doesn't matter, said Long John Silver. I made a puzzled look at that suggestion because when we worked together on the ship, he said I was like a son to him. Okay, let's go get him, boys. They trotted up the stairs, and I finally cramped out of the small space. I quickly ran up a little bit after they did and rushed to the captain's office. I told the captain that was what was going on, and he was devastated. The captain and Dr. Lively went on a rowboat at night when we cramped out and went to go get some more information. I was playing solitaire, and 10 minutes later I heard a gunshot. I started running towards the sound of the blow, and then I stopped and saw Captain North and Dr. Lively tied up.
And then I quickly blacked out with straight to the back of my head. I opened my eyes to sunlight, and a swell to my head as it throbbed. He's awake, boss. Long John Silver came with a cup of water and poured on my face, and I sprung up like a fat boy in a candy store. Morning, sleepyhead. I squinted as the sunlight burned in my eyes like fire. What do you want? Oh, Jim, you know what I want. I told you what I wanted yesterday. The map? For what? The treasure's a myth. It actually isn't, so hand it over. I quickly dug the metal-like object out of my pocket and gave it to him. Where did you put the other two? Oh, they're over there. I looked at them, and they were both knocked out. You won't get away with this. Oh, Jim, I already have. All three of us looked at Long John Silver with disbelief. You want us to forgive you? Please, would you? I can help you guys defeat the last 3 pirates. And you know I'm very close to Jim Boy here, so will you give me another chance? The 3 of us huddled up. Then Dr. Lively said, So can we trust him? Then I remembered all the good times we had on the ship. He pretended to be so nice to me so well. I think he was serious. Yes, we can trust him, because he treated me no different when we were on the ship. Are you sure? Captain said. Yes, I'm sure. Okay. All right, Long John Silver. You can stay with us, I said hesitantly. Oh, thank you, lad. That means a lot. Yeah, the captain suggested. Okay, let's get on the Hispaniola then, and go on our way home. We put out the sails and started to move east. Then while we were moving along, the 3 pirates came sprinting after us. What are you doing? What are they doing? I said in confusion. I don't know, but they are not coming aboard no matter what. Slow the ship down. They can't talk because they're so out of breath. We slowed the ship, and then they started talking. Can we please come on board with you? We have nothing to eat, and we will be cold and have a fever. I was hesitant because I wanted to tell them that they could, but before I could talk, Dr. Livesey said, No, I left you some supplies, food, medicine for you, so you can stay here. Why can't we come on board? Because we can't risk anything. And when we go back to England, you are going to be hanged anyways. They touched their necks in fear and walked towards the supplies. I laughed at them because that's how they treated me. And instead of having that happening, they let them come on the ship because Dr. Lively thought that they were too sick to do anything to them. So then, I pretty much flipped it. Fine, you can come on board. Thank you so much, sir. But before you pass me, I want you to give me all of your weapons. You don't trust us? Sadly, I don't. They look at each other with a glare, and then they start taking all the weapons they had and threw them into the sack that Dr. Livesey was holding out. Did he check their boots? I asked. Dr. Livesey told them to take their boots off, and knives and a small handgun fell out of each boot that was shook out. How did you know? Dr. Livesey asked me. I've seen it in the movies. Then they went to the lower part of the ship to lay down and rest. So what is it going to What's going to happen with them? Are they just going to go to jail, or are they going to get hanged for their crimes? I don't know, it depends. We finally got to England, and right when we got there, my mother was waiting for me. Mom! Oh, honey, I missed you. I missed you too. As soon as the 3 pirates got off the ship, the police came and handcuffed them immediately. Dr. Livesey, so they're just going to jail then? I guess so. I was finally home. I missed the Admiral Benbow. It felt like I was gone forever. Right when I got home, I laid in my bed from being so tired. I fell asleep and woke up to yelling. The voice sounded familiar. It was Dr. Livesey talking to my mom about the pirates that are in jail. How did they get out? They dug from underneath and got themselves free. And they left a note saying, "I'm coming for you." Are they coming for Jim? I quickly ran down the stairs and went to see what was going on. What did you say? Oh, Jim, hon, go back upstairs. No, I just want to know what's going on. My mother looked at Dr. Livesey and nodded. The pirates escaped from jail, and now they're coming for us. Now I was worried. I didn't know what to do about this now. But how would they find us? Well, I guess as it's an inn, they could probably come and barge in at any time and kill all of us. We need to move. We then started packing our things, and we set off to the small apartment. There's no way they could find us here. We rested all afternoon and played some games that were in the apartment. I woke up with my hands with a tight feeling and a little headed feeling. Blood was rushing from my head, and I was dizzy, and rope was rubbing against my skin on my hands, and it burned. Oh, how the tables have turned. Their jolly chuckle made me furious. I tossed and turned till it hurt my hands too bad. Where's Long John Silver? I said with excruciating pain. They all slipped away, and Long John Silver approached me with his head down. I knew it. But then I saw chains around his hands. You're gonna watch him die, but you missed your mother. I quickly looked up, trembling in fear. What do you mean? He pointed towards the corner. I saw a mountain of boxes. Then I looked at the ground. I saw my mother's legs sticking out from behind the boxes. No! She tried to run, but she eventually got stopped. They were laughing, and I shook with anger. You monsters! She's all I had left of my family. They walked away with grins. We are coming back with our guns. I started to bawl, and me and Long John Silver both cried. I guess it's the end, right? We sat there in silence. Then I realized my hands were hung by a hook. I was enlightened by my plan. Long John, I have an idea. We're not going to die today. Kneel down and I'll stand on your shoulders so I can get up and get to take the loop off the hook. Good idea there, lad. He looked happy and sad, but he crawled over so I could stand on his shoulders. I got loose, and then I got the knife out of my pocket and cut him out. Hey, what's wrong? He had his head down and he stared at me with a depressed face. Your mother was the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. He picked her up off the ground and hugged her. I guess I won't ever know what true love is.